Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
Hey, is this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation. Like,
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Belly Up Sports, Korner Booth pregame. Yes, snakes are alive. My boys had an epic 7-run ninth inning. Sorry to my boy Scotty Kaiser and his Braves. By the way, Truist Ballpark is gorgeous, by the way. Like, Atlanta made a really – listen, I remember the old school days with Turner Field. Truist is pretty beautiful. I was like, this is kind of nice. Like, they got a waterfall. They got the Atlanta skyline in the background. I was like, okay, this is kind of dope. But the Braves suck, even though they have a loaded roster. I don't get it. But we can talk about that with some of our guests later. I am, of course, your host, Jared Clem. It is a Thursday, my dudes. Joining me, of course, is my co-host, Mr. Matt Ordazzo. Matty, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. Some news today made NFL Week 1 a lot more exciting with the Jets and the Steelers. So that'll be something we could talk about later or whenever, but that'll be fun. But, I'm doing well. Yanks are doing great. And I have nothing else to look forward to with any other team except the Defenders.
Yeah, we have the Jared Matt Bowl 2.0 tonight. I mean, on Saturday, I think Sunday we play you guys. Saturday is the USFL Championship.
I got to check the schedule. I don't even remember who plays tomorrow or Saturday.
No, it's tomorrow and Saturday, I believe, are the games, but. And, of course, I believe it's Father's Day weekend is the championship.
Yeah, Sunday is Panthers, Stallions, and
okay.
Bucks.
Okay. Cool. So, obviously we'll pick those games in a little bit before our guest gets here. We also got NBA Finals start tonight. So we have the Stanley Cup Game 1 was yesterday. Our guest will be breaking down at least his reactions to it. He's more of a hockey aficionado than we are because on this show, you know what we say? They say in hockey, let's get that hockey. Or do that hockey. I don't even know. I can't even get the quote right. Dude, I haven't watched a hockey game in 4 years. That wasn't highlights. I'm not going to lie. There's just too many sports to watch. And I love the NHL. I think it's a great sport. I think it's a beautiful, like, what they've done with the game and everything else. Like, they brought up this whole thing about, like, the ancestral series, whatever. They're talking about the Utah versus Nashville, where it's like the Predators versus the Mammoth. I was like, this is so sick. And I'm like, I don't think this is a real logo yet. This is just speculative. I didn't even know that because I haven't been paying attention. But I do know it's a rematch of last year. We get Connor McDavid, and Edmonton Oilers versus the defending champ Florida Panthers, who apparently Florida hockey is the new thing. Like, the Lightning won a couple times in the last 2 decades. The Panthers are now, I think, on their second title, and I think their third appearance in 4 seasons or 5 seasons or whatever. So it's Florida hockey is apparently a thing now.
Yeah,
cracks me up, man. But
Oilers just took Game 1, I think.
Yeah. The Oilers took Game 1. We gotta take it back, man. It's U.S. versus Canada. Also, speaking of handsome gentlemen, Nate, how you doing, buddy?
hi. Good to see you both. Happy Thursday to you both as well.
Thursday, buddy.
Yeah, I'm chilling. My boys got into a fight with each other today during OTAs.
Which I was quick to send to every Giants fan that had been giving me crap about stuff.
Love it.
Nate, you're not one of those guys. I didn't send it to you.
It's okay.
Yeah, Nate, you've been a pleasant Giants fan this offseason, but all the Giants fans who've been annoying me, it's like, boy, just sending them out to.
Personally, I like it.
Listen, I like it too. It's entertainment. It just shows, what happens at the bottom of the barrel.
Got some dog, huh? Hey. My guy's got some dog to him. You feel me?
No, dogs would mean you fight the other team
You just wait till we play you guys first this year, and we'll see.
and get mollywopped up and down the field like a redheaded stepchild.
Or we upset you guys, and I will be, what's the word? I will be unhinged come the next show of that week. So we play you guys on Sunday. So when we
Nate, you guys have to beat an actual football team first. You know that, right? Before you actually play the champs.
Yeah, we'll beat the Commanders.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna beat them either.
Jared, who did you guys draft round 1?
We drafted Jahad Campbell.
Oof, Nate, you're screwed.
No, we're not.
They didn't even need Pulley. They just did it.
He's not even gonna start. He's not gonna start. He's not starting this year.
They're so loaded on defense that their weakest position isn't even a need.
It's safety.
And they don't even need a safety.
And
really.
Makuba is, I love him.
That's a hitter. That's a hitter.
Dude, he's a thumper. Him and Sidney Brown are two of the same animal. Makuba is better in coverage, but Sidney Brown is like a Tasmanian devil with legs. He's just out of control. But I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, you guys didn't get a corner to replace Slay." I'm like, my brother, we got Keely Ringo, who's just a
you guys are fine at corner. The hell?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we let Isaiah Rodgers walk, dude. Like, I mean, it's gonna be Ringo when he played is decent. He's not amazing, but he's decent. And last year when he stepped in, he played well. Also gave me probably the best hit of the season, knocking out Jerome Ford on the sideline. Yeah. So the thing is with Jahad Campbell, he's gonna play like a kind of like a hybrid. I think he's gonna be like a Micah Parsons type of player for us, where he's gonna be rushing and dropping into coverage. Because listen, we got Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean in the middle. They're not moving. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. apparently is like who'd probably start in every other team in the NFC East at middle linebacker. And he's our third guy. So, obviously we got the two speedy guys of Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt, who both were lights out in the Super Bowl. Just ask Pat Mahomes. So, it's Nathan, buddy. It's
we're gonna be fine.
It's like that.
The oldest starter on our defenses right now. I think it's Zach Bond.
Oh, that's right, because Brandon Graham. By the way,
Brandon Graham and CJ GJ are both gone. Yeah, I think the oldest guy on our defense is 29.
We'll be fine.
Who did I send, or did you send in, Nate? The one where the guy is acting like Howie Roseman as a GM, and
me.
He's like,
that was good.
He's like, trade back 10 spots and then draft Dallas Goedert. That was good.
He's good, man. Yeah, Howie Roseman is
funny. The Ravens, I think, still owe us big time for that one, because we basically were like, hey, you want Lamar Jackson? Because there's like two other teams trying to trade up. Sure. What do you want? The pick in front of Dallas. Okay.
Okay, sure.
We're going to take the tight end they want with the name of their name. Apparently, the Cowboys really wanted Dallas Goedert like badly, and we kind of snaked them.
Well, now they have Luke Schoonmaker, and who's the other one?
Ferguson.
To quote my boy, Ferguson's biggest claim to fame is marrying a Cavender twin.
Yeah, screw the other one.
Ferguson's not a bad tight end.
He's solid C+ tight end.
He's just not.
Tight end is it's a position where, like, and we'll ask McCarthy when he gets here, because he'll probably, as a former, also a Jets fan, he'll corroborate this more. The tight end is the most interesting position in football, because there's not really fringes. There is your elite, you're amazing, like a Pro Bowler. Like, elite means like you're legendary, probably going in the Hall of Fame. Perennial Pro Bowler, has a couple good seasons. Stop throwing off shitter. He's not even going to make the damn team.
No, but legendary. Never mind.
His legendary draft fall is all I care about now. And then you have like the average guys, and then you have cannon fodder, and then there's Kyle Pitts.
Hey, he might get traded now.
Listen, you know what's going to happen? He's going to go to a new team and be like an all-pro like Darren Waller, and I'm going to be laughing because
do you want him?
Yes, I would love him. Are you kidding me? Like everyone's like, "Oh, Jared, why would the Eagles need Kyle Pitts?" I'm like, dude, I love Dallas Goedert, I really do. But his biggest problem is he has not played a full season, I think, more than once in his entire career. And the thing is about Kyle Pitts, he gets hurt, but you allow him kind of be like that tweener tight end receiver with Johnny Wilson, who's also 6'6" and runs like a gazelle. Dude, that like just give. The thing is with Jalen Hurts, he's people always give him crap because he's got so many weapons. Yeah, keep giving him more. I want more rings. Just keep throwing stuff at him.
Just watching. So one last year was probably such a special year for Philly because everybody saw what was going on and everybody said, "Oh, Saquon's going to be amazing this year." Behind that line, just watching, everything we said was going to happen happened. It was just like a perfect year.
People were like saying, "How long until Saquon gets injured?" Not Nate. Nate was optimistic. Nate, I gotta give you some credit, brother, because you were like, dude, but everyone was pooping on the Eagles until about week 7 when we kicked Pittsburgh's head in. Then they Baltimore's. I think the Baltimore game is the first time people started giving us respect because we were, and this is the crazy thing we talk about the season. I had to take so much shrapnel from those losses, dude. After the damn Atlanta game, I could not walk a foot without catching a stray. And I'm just like, just wait, y'all. Just wait. And then, New Orleans going to beat them by 30. Then, the Saquon Barkley show came into New Orleans. And then I had to hear about Tampa, where our entire offense was injured except for Hurts and Saquon. And then on top of all of that, I think John Ross got 15 snaps in that game. That's how banged up we were.
But what I'm getting at is that we saw what the Eagles were able to do with Saquon. To now, for me, not being an NFC East fan, now I want to see what else they could kind of do. Now I'm like, go get Kyle Pitts. I want to see if Kyle Pitts gets the Saquon treatment. What else can you do? I mean, we couldn't do it for
Don Dotson now actually finally understands the offense because apparently he got traded so late in the offseason. He didn't really understand the offense. He was kind of just running routes out there and didn't know how to kind of communicate with Hurts. That's why he never got the ball into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, didn't he score in the Super Bowl and they called it back?
No, they called it down at the 1. But like I told DJ in the Super Bowl preview show, dude, he's going to have at least 1 or 2 catches for more than 30 yards. First catch was a 28-yarder. I was like, what up?
And there was a PI call, right, on the offense or whatever?
Well, no, that was on A.J. Brown on the previous drive. Dude, I'm telling you right now, and this is the best, and I am probably more confident this year going in than I was in 2018 because there's less question marks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think our defense is going to be as lights out in the beginning of the season because we are bringing in – there's no Darius Slay anymore. There's no CJGJ. We also are losing Brandon. We lost all of our leadership on defense. It's basically Zach Bond, and that's it. And it's a bunch of – and Blankenship is the only returning kind of leadership guy we've got left. But we've got 3 young corners who are all freak athletes. We've got a bunch of good edge rushers that are young and athletic and get after the quarterback. Apparently, this dude, Tim Robinson, who they call the Vanilla Gorilla out of Nebraska, apparently people are telling me he is supposed to be like a similar kind of archetype to J.J. Watt. They're not saying he is or he's a poor man's. They're saying he's a similar type of frame positional guy. And apparently he's a freak. And apparently Jalen Carter's like, this dude could play. And apparently also Jalen Carter doesn't know how to play the position, according to Jeremiah Trotter Sr. He's basically just running off talent. And I'm just like, I love seeing all these stories about everyone's like, okay, maybe Philly's scary. I'm going to go into the season with the same aspirations I have every year since I was 10 years old when we went to the Super Bowl in 2004. The goal is to win the Super Bowl. Anything less is a disappointment. Anything less than a NFC Championship game is a failure, barring major injuries, and I expect perfection. That's what it is. Not perfection as a record. I expect it's the whole Coach Boone speech from
Remember the
Titans. Like I look at it like a 2010s Alabama fan. I want to see absolute murder and destruction up and down the field because as Eagles fans have to take more shit from the rest of the NFL than any other franchise in pro sports besides maybe Dallas. And as a response, we want our team to do us a solid and kick the other team's ass up and down the field to the point of breaking the other fan's spirit. Nothing makes me happier when I'm at an Eagles game or I'm watching a game at the bar than watching the opposing team's fans look like somebody just kicked their dog. Like they're just like, or they look like they just lost like $1 zillion on a gamble. Like they're done.
I just want 8 wins.
That feeling of watching somebody who'd been talking in my face and talking so much smack the entire game and watching them with their head down walk out and me not having to say anything back and just watching it, I'm like, bye-bye. That is the best feeling. Because that's the feeling I had from about February 9th until now, where I just get to be like, except for the idiots going, Jalen Hurts is not a top 5 quarterback.
He is.
I'll just let the rings speak for themselves. You can show me Justin Herbert's pass accuracy, ex-Woba stats, or whatever the crap you pull out. Also, if you agree with the take that Mina Kimes has, yes, I'm taking a direct shot across the bow. She basically goes, winning is not a quarterback stat. Mina, this is why people don't take you seriously. You are an excellent journalist, but the takes you have like this are the reason people don't take you seriously. Because honestly, here's my take on Mina Kimes. I think she's really good at what she does, and she's very entertaining. But she has these takes that make my brain do a backflip like an Arby's omelet. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, Denny's omelet. I'm just like, I just got a little dumber listening to that. But listen, it's all noise and conjecture. They're just bored because come September and October, November, December, rain, sleet, or snow, the Eagles good to go. I mean that's what it is. Birds in one.
I just want 8 wins.
Nate, I would love for you guys to have a better record than the Cowboys. I seriously would.
Dude, I'm just saying, if we have 8 wins, you know what that means for the show? 8 weeks of positivity from me.
Nate, you poop butterflies and fart gold bricks. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, no, but I'll even be
but also,
more happy.
Hey, listen, Dark Side Nate is good for ratings. So
yeah, but that's not good for my sports mental health.
Well, yeah, I know, because your Lakers are turning into a retirement home, and Sydney Sweeney's sinking her claws into Luka. Scary.
No, Luka has wife.
They've been seen hanging out in LA. Multiple reports.
And they're just friends.
Nate's like, stay away from my Luka.
No, go away. She can. Hey, I didn't fill out the form to get her soap. Crap. Dr. Squash. Nah, I promised Brian I'd do it. All right, well.
You know what? I'm not going to say it, but as men, we all know somebody who wants to order that soap. And it's so funny. One of my friends, she's into the ladies, and one of her biggest crushes is Sydney Sweeney. And she goes, "Oh, dude, I got to order that." I'm looking at her. I'm like, "Oh my, you're not joking." She goes, "Oh, hell no, I'm ordering that joint."
But yeah, there's only 5,000 of them.
Somebody, so I think it's a fake tweet, but it was somebody put up a picture of a tweet thing, and it was of Charmin, was reposted it and was like, "Sydney, call us. We might have an idea." And I don't think it was real.
Oh no,
that was hilarious.
No. Oh, it's definitely AI made that. All right, but you know who's an authentic person, not AI? He is the host of No Credentials Required. He's a beer aficionado. He is the dad of Tag Along. He is also the king of self-promotion. Ladies and gentlemen, our Jets and hockey and arena football expert, Ryan McCarthy. A little Cape May brewing today, sir.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the flavor today?
Longliner lager.
Ooh, very good. Still, I will contest their 10th anniversary beer is the greatest IPA I've ever had in my life.
When does it come out?
So it came out in 2022. It was a birthday cake.
No, I meant when is it?
I think the anniversary comes out in June or July.
I'm gonna be in New Jersey later this month.
Yeah, I got one of my best friends goes down there for his anniversary with his girl every year. So
this is my beard stroking face.
Okay, they didn't do an anniversary the last a year or two though. I think it was only for the 10th. But
that's a shame.
Dude, it was like a birthday cake IPA. I'd never tasted anything like it. You think it would taste so nasty, but it was so good. I'm like, why is this so addicting? I went through 3 4-packs in a month. I bought 5 4-packs when I was down in Jersey. I cleaned out their shelf. I think it was Gary's liquor store in Wayne, New Jersey. I cleaned it out.
Oh man, that's actually where I'm headed later this month.
I have family who live in Wayne, so that's why.
Me too.
Oh, nice. I got him over my cousin. He is a sophomore at freshman at about to be a sophomore at Wayne Hills.
Okay, yeah, I know where I actually knew a family whose family went there. So
Greg Olson's alma mater, but their football team is now terrible. So he's playing baseball and basketball only.
Wayne Hills is always a good team. Always good. Hills have a good team.
Not a football now. They're average at best. It's coaching. I went to 2 games. I was like
back in my
back in the day. Yes, no, the Greg Olson era. Yeah, on to like mid 2010s, my age. Yeah, they were great, but now they're awful. Now they're mediocre. But their basketball program, baseball program, sensational. So I'm proud of my cousin. He's kicking butt. He's playing JV already as a freshman. It's crazy.
I gave a shout out to my nephew. He and his baseball team from 2019. They were just inducted to their high school Hall of Fame.
Hell yeah,
sports. So
Nice.
Boston Spa High School, 2019 state champions, and they just won Class A, the Class A title the other day.
Hell
so
yeah,
go Scotties. Go Scotties.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
So McCarthy, I am putting back a Lord Hobo Bodelicious Vagabond. It's a New England IPA. It's part of their new sampler pack. It's a double dry hop New England IPA. New England IPAs, of course, anyway, keep score at home, are my favorite IPAs by a mile. But McCarthy,
Lord Hobo's got pretty good stuff.
Nate's drinking water because we do have video evidence of Nate drinking alcohol once.
What?
I've got a claw tail.
Oh.
It's like White Claw crap.
And I was listening to you guys in the green room before I showed up. I believe the company you're referring to, Matt, was Charmin.
Yeah.
Oh, I said right, Charmin. Did I say Charmin?
No, you said I thought
you said some company. But
yeah, no, you said. I think you said Charmin. Oh, but
did say Charmin. Okay.
By the way, McCarthy, I have found one of my new favorite light lagers. Obviously, Garage Beers, amazing light lager, probably my best one so far. I've had Montauk Cold Snack, or Montucky Cold Snack.
Okay.
Sensational. It's 91 degrees up here in the sticks, up here in Connecticut. It's hot as hell. Our AC ain't working yet. We got to put new brackets in the windows. It's a nightmare. I adjust the heat very easily. Now it's okay. I learned this the other day. McCarthy, you and me are both on the same trend. We're both larger gentlemen on our fast track to being healthier, right?
Of course.
And so we're both north of the age of 30, so we've learned this. It is a lot easier for our big butts to adjust the heat than it is to adjust the cold. So today, I'm driving down the main strip of my town, truck, all windows down, blasting country music, my usual redneck activities when I'm driving my truck. And I pull up next to a buddy of mine. He goes, dude, it's like 100 degrees. How are you? I'm like, heat doesn't bother me. It's when it's 2 degrees outside in November, I'm shaking. And I'm like, I'm not 310 pounds anymore. I cannot insulate myself like that.
No. Once you start dropping weight, you feel it. You start to feel the cold even more.
Once you get below, I think I was talking to somebody. I was talking to an ex-D1 football player that works out at one of my the gym I go to. He goes, once you get below 250, dude, it's night and day. You do not. You feel different. He was an ex-defensive tackle at I think it was Towson or something like that. And he goes, dude, it's like he was like, walk outside and my wife's calling me a wimp because I'm wearing 4 jackets and I'm laughing at him. I'm like, brother, you still 6'5", 250. I mean, you're a large dude. He goes, bro, I can't do the cold. He's in the gym in 60-degree weather wearing long sleeve Under Armours underneath his shorts.
Jeez.
Yeah, if I'm working a night shift and I check the weather and it's going to be 52 out or something like that, I have a sweatshirt, I have a long sleeve, a sweatshirt, a coat on, and I got my hood up under my hard hat so my ears aren't cold. I'm bundled up. I'm borderline wearing fuzzy socks and everything.
Matt, how many stickers do you have in your hard hat? I'm curious.
I don't have any now. I don't know if I don't think my.
You don't even have your union tag on your hard hat. What is wrong with you?
No, the state's kind of they don't really want anything on your helmets.
Okay. Okay. So it's not
north, so.
You go down south, brother. Every one of those dudes looks like a skateboarder helmet.
No, dude, yeah.
Stickers everywhere.
All the train mechanics and the workers over there that I work with, they have any sticker you can imagine on there. Some of them actually have their helmets painted.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I saw a dude on the side of the road once. I think it was who's a DOT guy. He literally was an actual guy working on like the roads. He had his helmet painted like a Giants helmet. It was kind of sick.
Yeah. One of the Metro North supervisors has he might have been in like the military or something, but he's this giant 6 foot like 5 like jacked like 300 pounds of muscle, and he has 2 giant American flags just painted down the size of his hard hat. It's actually really cool. I think he was military, but it's just a bash. He could tell me to drop him, give him 20 before I get my information. I'd probably do it. Huge guy.
Huge dude. Dude, working with ex-military guys is always fun because they always tell you the wackiest stories. But McCarthy, we got you here. By the way, own in Celebrity Pick'em for the spring. By the way, I won the 6-pack, so I have a hat coming my way. Go Battlehawks! Nice. I kind of steamroll 4 perfect weeks out of a 10-week season, dude. I look like Saquon Barkley running through these guys out here.
Did you do a backwards jump on over Nate?
Yep, right over him into the end zone. I mean, no offense, Nate was sitting down, so it's not high of a jump, but still.
Wow.
Sorry, Nate. I'm sorry. That was a bunt. I kind of had.
That's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie,
listen, Nate.
Nate chuckles in tiny Asian.
No, it still does not beat what Brent said last year, which I thought was going to get us canceled. So this is
that's true.
It was like Nate's like 5th show, and Brent said something. I'm like, bro.
We talked about like.
If you want to check a certain episode from April of 2024 with Brent as our guest.
Asian gangs in Minnesota or
something like that.
Yeah, how did he come up with that?
Me, Nate, and Chris and Matt were crying. And I'm just like, we're so getting effing canceled. Oh my god!
Good times, man. Good times.
See, this is what is Nate's a good thing because it's so funny. McCarthy, the best story about me and Nate is I'm waiting for Nate to slip up when he's drunk and call me fat, and I'll be so happy when he does it because I'll feel so much more relieved. Because I feel bad because it was like a month after him working for us. We were after a show. We were hanging out. I was kept drinking after the show. I was feeling a little inebriated, and I drunkenly called Nate Hot Wheels.
Yes.
Wasn't
a bad nickname.
I was mortified. It was like I had my Captain Jack Sparrow drunk face on, and and Nate's dying laughing. I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I'm about to get fired. This is how it ends. I was waiting for a call from Kelsey the next morning, the whole 9 yards, and Nate's just laughing away. He's good. But Nate is honestly the Saints, and he is an amazing sports. We appreciate him always being good. McCarthy, I was going to say that because we're about to pick UFL picks quickly because you are honestly hold the record for the best upset. The worst team in the league upset the best team in the league, and you're the only one who called it.
I was the one who called it. I still have it in the back of my head. I'm like, that's the last time I was on.
When the Brahmas took out the Stallions.
Yeah, it's like I want chaos. Give me this. Give me the Brahmas.
And he is a Stallions fan, and it was hilarious. So with that in mind, with the 4 teams being set, we have, of course, my team, the Battlehawks, the best record in the league at 8-2. Haven't lost since formerly Nate's Renegades beat them. We have taking on Matt's DC Defenders, and then on the other side, we have our buddy Zach Kyleman's Michigan Panthers with EJ Perkins, my pick for MVP, by the way, taking on Kelsey's Birmingham Stallions. So everyone's got a vested interest in this show. And Nate's sitting there watching like, whoever wins, I'm gonna be a winner.
Yes, sir, I am. Whoever wins, I'm the fan of that
Battlehawks fans together. Are you excited?
I sure. Well, okay, let's.
Well, he's not. He's not excited because he's gonna be a Defenders fan with me. He's going to be doing the beer snakes with his little water bottles.
Yeah, here's the problem. Matt, the only reason y'all beat us is because we had our worst quarterback. Manny Wilkins help your ankle is healing, but Max Duggan is so much better for our offense. Anyway.
We'll see what's going to happen Sunday.
Yeah, we will. All right, Nate, could you get those lines up for us, my good friend?
They're ready whenever you're ready, boss.
Hell yeah, brother. I love it. All right, so we're starting off.
Kings.
Me and Nate are both playing producer right now, apparently.
Do you want to
press? So your champion, the people's champion, Panthers and Stallions. The line is only 1.5. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Nate, that was perfect timing. I thought of that quote a couple weeks ago when I was the only guy who picked the Stallions. I think it was against the Panthers. This is a hard game for me to pick. I would really love to go with Kelsey Stallions. I think they have so much depth, and they've been able to survive with 3 to 4 different starting quarterbacks. That alone should give you a medal of honor as a coach. Unfortunately, they're playing a league MVP favorite on the other side, and they have one of the most explosive offenses in the league with him at the helm. It's really hilarious how all 4 of these teams who are in this playoff, except for Matt's defenders, have swapped quarterbacks. Battlehawks start with Manny Wilkins. Now they have Max Duggan of TCU fame. Then you have, of course, Danny Etling starting for Patriots legend Danny Etling starting for the Panthers. Now it's EJ Perkins. And the Stallions had Magoo, Corral, some random third stringer, and now back to Magoo again. So, all that being said, give me continuity. I'm going to go with the Panthers here. One, I just don't want to see the Stallions win another damn thing because they've won 3 straight titles. I'm done. They can't keep getting away with this. And I think the Panthers they just look like a better team. They score so fast. So give me the Panthers here.
Yeah, the Panthers are one of the most, I would say, the most deadliest teams in this in the season so far with the UFL. Like you said, a lot of continuity with that quarterback position. Most teams, besides maybe 2, maybe 3, have really gone through at least 3 different quarterbacks. Like the defenders were lucky enough to just go with Teamu the whole year. Luis Perez down with the Renegades, and Perkins for the Panthers. So the Stallions are one of those teams where they played through 3 different quarterbacks. Now they're back to the first one that got benched originally for Matt Corral.
It was so bad, though. That's what scares me.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, I know the Stallions are favored. I like the scrappy and the toughness of the Panthers. They're constantly in each game, and they've gotten better as the season went on. I mean, they started off a little up and down, a little shaky, but they figured it out, and they've gone on a nice run, and I think they're one of the strongest teams in this league right now. I'm going to take the runner-up MVP, EJ Perkins, over the Stallions. I just view the Stallions as the Kansas City Chiefs right now, and I don't want to see them win a 4th championship in a row.
Rebellion, baby. McCarthy, I wanted to bring you on for this because, one, I know you're not really a big UFL guy, so your picks are honestly hilarious because you don't know much about the players, which makes this hilarious. It's like me picking Champions League soccer, which is, by the way, ask the boys in the soccer department. It's hilarious. I know 5 players totally in soccer that are not playing for America. So, yeah. But, McCarthy, I'm curious because the last time you gave the Stallions a kiss of death, are you going to do it again?
Yes, I am. Because why not? Chaos. I want chaos. And, I understand the Stallions were the champions of the USFL, the 2 years in existence that was rebooted. Bring back my Generals, by the way.
By the way, they filed for the patent for it.
I saw that, but are they going to follow through? That's my only question.
Well, the thing is, they want to make so this is a couple things, and we talked about Zach on with this. By the way, check out that show. It was 2 weeks ago. We had Zach on. Talked a lot about the expansion of the UFL. I am pushing for the Hartford Rebels. I think that'd be an amazing team. They have the stadium with Rensselaer. It's right there, and Connecticut would rally around that team like a freaking hive.
I feel like I would have to give up the Defenders.
I would totally give up the Battlehawks. I would be totally Hartford Rebels all day.
We would be going a couple games a year.
Dude, we'd maybe have Nate fly out for 1 game or 2. We'd have a good time out there. But New Jersey Generals, Matt, we'd make the trip for that to go see some Generals game. Our teams go play the Generals. That's one of the teams. There's the Philadelphia Stars is another one. But basically, if the UFL can have a successful playoff with ratings and everything else, right now they're kind of lucky because the NBA Finals takes place at night. Stanley Cup takes place at night. UFL has the day. Baseball is in a it's not all-star break yet, and it's not the dog days where kind of baseball's the only thing on. Listen, I was watching my Diamondbacks have a 7-run comeback in the 9th inning today at noon. It was kind of a nice thing to watch. Love afternoon baseball on a weekday. But if the Battlehawks, my team, who has the biggest fan base, who's also hosting their championship in St. Louis, if the Battlehawks host and they're taking on a team like Perkins or even just either way, it's going to be fun. I really the UFL is in a great position. I would love to see the Generals be a team. I'd love to see the Seattle Dragons come back. Maybe bring back the Arizona Outlaws. Apparently has been floated. I'm with this. Like, let's do this. Like, I'll send you the link after McCarthy. There's like 18 they put a patent in for.
So I've seen it. I've seen the Mark Cast, which is a podcast I follow.
Yeah. So that's who posted it.
Yeah, that's who posted it. It's probably I remember, if I remember correctly, last year wasn't the UFL championship on a Friday night?
Yes. And
that's what I remember. And it was a complete dog of the game.
The issue they ran into last year was they had a upset team, the Brahmas, who were basically the Rock's man-child. They were the Rock's like brand colors. They had his tattoo as their logo, and they had really no star power. Where the Battlehawks had the established fan base, so did the Panthers. There were a bunch of teams. It was the Brahmas versus the Stallions, and the Stallions honestly just kind of dog walked them. But
of course,
because the Stallions have a loaded roster of guys who are like they kind of live in that space. The beautiful thing is it is a Saturday 8:00, which is actually I kind of like the Saturday. The UFL honestly should just be Friday and Saturday. Do the college football model. Sundays during the summer, I want to be doing three things. I play adult baseball, so play baseball in the morning, watch my Diamondbacks in the afternoon, sleep at night. That's it. Oh, and go to I go to church on Saturdays, but anyway,
it counts.
It counts. I had to go by myself on Saturday. It was first time I got on basketball.
By the way, what do you think? What do you think about the new Pope being an American?
Oh, well, I mean, we mentioned it for all of 10 seconds on this show. He is a Villanova grad, so I thought he's a Philly guy, but no, he's Chicago. Heard some cool stories about him when he was down in South America. It's cool. It's cool. I mean, as a Polak, we got Pope John Paul II as well. But as an American born in America, it's kind of cool to have the first American Pope kind of witness in history. It's weird though during Mass when you hear like Leo or Pope. I'm like, I've been hearing like Benedict or Francis for my entire life, or John Paul when I was a kid. But it was like definitely interesting
to be an Italian American and to have an Italian American Pope.
Every
time they introduce him and he just like he passes something or he says something, I just want to be like, oh, hand up,
get the cutlets.
I'm just surprised it wasn't an Irish American of Irish descent who wasn't.
Listen, it was going to be.
That's okay.
There's going to be 3 denominations because there's only 3 heavy Catholic denominations in America, or 4: Latino, Polak, Spanish, or Italian. It was going to be one of those 4.
Won't you count Spanish with the Latino community?
No, because mainland
not Irish.
No, I said Irish, Polish, Latino, or Italian.
Yeah.
Those are my 4. Those are like the 4. At least in my knowledge, those are the 4 biggest like Catholic.
Those are the big 4 nationalities
of the Catholic community. Yeah.
Yeah.
I very rarely, when I meet a Polak, 99% of the time they are Catholic. I legit had a 20-minute conversation with the starting pitcher for another team in my league because his name ended with a J. I'm like, he's either Albanian or Polish. There's no in between. So
or any kind of Slavic name.
Yeah, he was somewhere east of Germany. So basically, I'm chatting with him, and I'm like, Polski? He goes, yeah, bud. And I roll up my sleeve and show him a Polish eagle tattoo. And we started chatting for like 15 minutes because there was a pitching change. And it was just like, it's like one of the tribe, man. We all love each other. Polak, we're a weird breed. But anyway, yeah, so there it is. So
you got pretty women, though. I'll say that.
Well, yes, we do. All right. Panthers are
my pick is Panthers. I know.
We know. Panthers, clean sweep. Okay.
Roar.
This is where it might
Probably
get.
means we're gonna lose.
That means the
Sorry.
Stallion. That means the Stallion's gonna win. Oh boy!
He made the claw.
If the Stallions win, I will wear this hat the entire show on Monday.
Ranger Joe.
Stop it! I will kick you
All
to
right.
the damn curb if you do that again.
What? It's a good song. You look like him.
Stop it! All right. Defenders versus my Battlehawks. By the way, I originally was supposed to be a New York Guardians fan, but I was initially pushed into being a Battlehawks fan by my friends, one of whom lives like a mile and a half from St. Louis and is a member of the U.S. Air Force. So we were shanghaied into all being Battlehawks fans. Me, Kevin, former Pat co-host. I think you met Pat once or twice, McCarthy.
Yeah, I know Pat.
Yeah.
I remember.
Pat, the three of us were all kind of shanghaied into being Battlehawks fans. So I've kind of adopted this team because I love Max Duggan. I love Hakeem Butler. Jacob Sailors is badass too. And I love this. I love this defense. They're a bunch of no-name guys and they're scrappy. I got to go with the Battlehawks here. Hottest team in football. I don't think they've lost since Easter Sunday or Easter Saturday. And they just, ever since they got Max Duggan, they have been just on a tear because similar to when the Eagles took on Hurts, a very similar kind of offense where it's run the football, play action passing, trick plays, quarterback runs, and play good defense rushing the passer. And in a league where offensive inconsistency is the norm, it kind of works because a team like the Defenders, whose quarterback averages about a 49% completion percentage, sometimes you can't hit the long ball with Hayamu. So give me the Battlehawks here like there was ever a doubt. I think this is the Battlehawks here to win this thing. I think Max Duggan is on a path to stardom. Either it's in this league or in the league above this. But Battlehawks, they have definitely earned their spot here. And I think it's meant to be them hosting the championship in their stadium. It's going to happen Ram style. So, Nate?
Man, me? Oh, man.
Come on, buddy. Come to the blue side, man.
Oh, man. The Battlecocks or the Defenders? Let's see.
Go Cox.
I know. I usually I always say go Battle. Yeah,
Watch it.
Battlehawk. I know.
Nate, if you bet, usually when you bet with me, we shoot 100%. So that's up to you.
That is true. Do I want to be right, or do I want upset?
There's no competition here. I've already secured my.
I know. I just don't know if I want to go with the favorite or.
I think I beat you by 3 or 4 points. So I'm like, or maybe more.
I went 0-4. Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
I went 4-0. Nate went 0-4. So I beat him by 8 points. So even if we did each thing where beat is double, he'd still only catch up halfway to me. So
That's correct.
that's what you call a blowout. I Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs them.
Nate, come to the red and white side. We don't have the blue, but we got the red and the white, and we got the MVP quarterback on the roster.
EJ Perkins?
He's runner up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know they gave MVPs to guys who have a worse completion percentage than Eli Manning or Jamarcus Russell.
Well, they do now. So this is America, and it's 2025.
America.
Can we let Ryan go next, and then I'll go mine.
All right,
after?
McCarthy. Defenders or Battlehawks? Beer Snakes or Battlehawks?
So the only thing I know about this game is that Anthony Becht, former New York Jet, coaches the Battlehawks. So I go with my former Jet.
Yeah.
He's a badass coach.
Dude wears his hat like this, by the way.
Gotta respect that.
He wears it Fred Durst style.
Anthony Becht, the illustrious 2000 draft. Fun fact.
Draft?
Yeah, it was John. Correct me if I'm wrong.
John Abraham, Chad
Abraham.
Pennington, Anthony Becht, and I can't remember the fourth.
The
Sean
receiver,
Ellis?
the white receiver.
Yep, Sean Ellis. Yep.
Yeah, no, it was defender. It was Sean Ellis. You're talking about what? Wayne Corbett?
Yeah, Wayne Corbett. Wasn't he?
That was,
2000 draft?
Wayne Corbett was an undrafted free agent in 95.
Yeah, way before. We had Lavernus Coles we drafted, I think, around
That's
that
true,
time.
and he swapped him
That's
for my
true.
boy from the U, Santana Moss.
And we also swapped him. Anyways, I also started out as a New York Guardian fan. I started out as a Guardian fan.
Actually, yeah, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I started out as a Guardian fan. I was subjected to Matt McGloin. I couldn't do it. So then Luis Perez came, and it got me back. I was like, all right, we're good. And then I had Christian Hackenberg, and I said, I can't do this twice. So I jumped ship, and I went right to the Defenders.
I was when I started with Belly Up, I was doing the beat writing for the Guardians.
Yeah, I remember this back in the day. 2020, the round for the
2020.
weekend was your when you started out.
Yeah, that came shortly after because I was looking for something to do because I couldn't cover any sports. I was just doing like deep dives into like past things like the dunk of death because Vince Carter announced his retirement, so I reflected on that and I was doing other stuff too. And then I started around for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys gave me crap too because I was like, I have an
Okay,
idea.
because we were very close to our name and we didn't know who the hell you were. And me and
then
Kevin,
Mike told you to back off.
No, Mike said be nice, but you guys get Paul. I'm like, Mike, because Mike. Well, so I wasn't on Mike's good side at that point. But
It's inside baseball here, folks.
yeah, basically, this is back when I was hitting the sauce a little too hard. This is back when me and Kevin would do the shows basically half cocked already. So
Back in his Chihuahua days, hitting the sauce too hard.
yeah. All right.
So obviously, I'm picking Defenders here. I'm going with the 2025 quarterback Jordan Ta'amu. I'm going with that entire roster, that whole coaching staff. We're going to take this game and we're going to run away and face the Panthers, and then we're going to be hoisting the UFL trophy and the MVP. Nate, do you want to be there with us?
No, he doesn't want us to be in St. Louis with the Blues.
He's so tortured. It's as if he's about to.
We're both fighting for his adventure. Watch, neither of us win. Who becomes like a Panthers fan?
He's gonna pick between two different girls, and he's like afraid not to pick the right one.
I know, huh? Seriously, no, I will. Well,
you would think he's on The Bachelor right now.
I know. I love that show, by the way. The Bachelorette, the most recent season, was really good. But I digress. Like I said, I don't have a favorite team, but there are some. One team in particular has a few former Giants on there. So, plus like underdogs. So give me the Defenders.
Ooh, DeAndre Baker reeled him in.
How does being a loser feel? Oh, I'm sorry, DeAndre Baker. Didn't he get kicked out of the league because he tried to rob his cousin at gunpoint or something like that? Or didn't he try
Apparently, he was not
innocent.
guilty.
Allegedly, he tried to rob somebody at gunpoint at a barbecue.
He was innocent.
Who violates the sanctity of a barbecue? Oh, DC Defender does. There you go.
It was him and Quandre Diggs, I think it was.
Yeah, it was. And Quandre Diggs is still in the damn league.
Yeah.
Well, also because DeAndre Baker couldn't cover NFL receivers. So.
Yeah, who would thought you'd go to the Chiefs and be worse? But yeah, that's what happened. He was bad.
I mean, then again, Spags basically tells his corners, "Hey, you're playing man to man the entire game. We're gonna blitz the hell
against
out of
practice squad NFL players in the UFL. He is pretty fine. I
want to see him cover Hakeem Butler with a functional quarterback at the helm. That should be fun.
I mean, he's pretty much covering a lot of people that probably would have played at like Vanderbilt, but
yeah, right.
It's fine.
I mean, he was like what? He was a first round pick out of Georgia.
Yeah.
All right. So McCarthy, don't worry, we're gonna get to your hockey in about I'd say 8 minutes or so. Once Nate is out, we got to talk a little basketball first. The finals does start tonight. Nate is obviously going to be on the Belly Up basketball super show.
You know what also starts tonight? The Canadian Football League.
Oh, that's right,
baby.
Go Blue Bombers, baby.
You know what else starts tonight? You know what else starts tonight? Shane Gillis's TV show Satire Season 2.
Oh, yeah. Netflix.
I give a shout out to Shane Gillis. I think one of last week's shows because he was in Albany at the beginning of last month, and he gave a shout out to the city of Albany. He's like, "Yeah, bring back the Albany River Rats." I'm like, put your money where your mouth is, Shane, and buy in. Let's get him back.
Gillis.
Is that football, baseball? What is that?
That's American Hockey League.
Oh, okay.
They were the New Jersey Devils affiliate for a very long time.
Okay.
Shane Gillis came to my state and said, "Wow, you guys could be great, but you're your highways suck. He's pretty much like you're one highway lane away from being great, but you guys don't have that, so you suck.
He is a shocker. Connecticut can't get out of their own way.
And what's
I
his
wonder
name?
what he would say about Game Paul.
What's his name? Says we're
shithole.
not even a real state. We're just a highway interstate between Boston and New York. Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan said that. Yeah, but he's kind of not
From
wrong
Boston.
because it doesn't. Even though it's weird, like you drive over the border from Massachusetts to Connecticut, and you're like, wow, the trees changed.
Yeah.
So NBA.
Yeah, NBA.
Yes.
All right, so Nate, I know you're going live on there in about 5 to 10 minutes or so.
Yes, sir.
Nate, we'll let you kind of open up on here. What is your opinion on the series? I know you hate the series just as much as I do. I'm saying go Pacers.
Yes, sir.
Screw
Yeah, same here.
everything
Same
Screw
here, boss.
everything that SGA and Oklahoma City stand for. I am done with that crap. I hate his
Hey,
flopping little.
She's been great. I know the free throws do bother you. They bother me too, boss. I ain't gonna lie with all
He
the flopping
plays
and
the
stuff.
worst type of basketball. I love
But
his mid-range. The one thing I appreciate about his game, he's got an elite mid-range game. Bring back the mid-range game, baby.
He is aggressive. Yes.
But no, he's false aggressive. He plays 2015 James Harden aggressive, which is not. That
was fun. I like the
Fake
whole
tough.
little step back thing.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I wanted to punch Harden half the time. Like, dude, just go play. Go play in the. Even the Europeans laugh at us for our basketball. Yeah, no. I hope the Pacers just come out of nowhere and just knock them off. I would love to see that because the Pacers
Nice, Matt.
play physical basketball and they beat you down. Ask Matt's. Yeah, Matt, SGA. That's not really much of a thing, but the Pacers have a better team. They have better supporting cast.
On the Thunder are more deeper, but I do believe in the Pacers to get the job
Who
done.
is a better number 2? Spicy P.
That's crazy, huh? He was brought in to be the number 1, and now he's just the best number 2. Well, no, because some can make the argument that Jalen Williams is, but like that's if you want to get into specifics, and that will.
Okay, Jalen Williams is more hot and cold than an icy hold pack. I don't want to hear it.
That's
Icy hot
true.
pack.
I agree.
When he was off, Minnesota railroaded them out of the damn series. Railroaded them off the damn series.
That's the main worry I think we all have, right? It's like when
it's
Shay's
Jalen
off the
Williams-
floor.
okay. So, what is your pick, Nate? We already kind of picked. I think you said Thunder in 6, right?
Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm very.
Let's
yes.
go! I bet on Pacers in 7. It was like plus
Ooh.
4,000 odds. I got it for like $2 buy. It was like 40 bucks. I'm like, yeah, there. Oh,
No, I think they get it done at home. I think Indiana gets it done. And I mean, look, all postseason long. I'll keep it short. All postseason long, they've taken down all the Giants. They've taken down Giannis. They've taken down Donovan Mitchell. They took down the Knicks. And again, I do apologize, Matt, for bringing that up again.
Didn't Dame Lillard blow a tire in one of those games though?
He did, but they also beat a Knicks team that was fully healthy. So
True. Poor Tibbs, by the way. But
Poor
Pacers in
Tibbs.
6 for me.
Yeah. Cat has run Tibbs out of 2 jobs now. He's too zesty.
Oh my God.
SEC.
He's funny though. He's funny though. I love him though. He's funny.
He's a hell of a ball player, man.
All to just get traded for Giannis, right, Matt?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm not gonna be upset with that.
No, sir.
We'll see what we get. They're saying we're gonna get like a kid.
I just put a 5 spot live on air on the Pacers to win tonight. So here we go.
Wow.
In OKC, oof. If they get if they win game 1 tonight.
What in the Tornado Alley Dome? Come on, who cares?
What?
I'm a little bitter about last series, so like
I know.
OKC can literally go like tumble down the road. All right, Nate, any closing thoughts before you sign off for today?
No, just sorry for having to leave early, but y'all can
Okay.
catch me over there.
I'll take it up. I'll take it up with management.
I'll miss you guys. Like,
Bye,
no, go
buddy.
Pacers. Go Pacers,
Go
and
Pacers.
good to see y'all 3, man. And good luck to your respective teams this weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
See you
Bye.
Monday, buddy.
Yes, we will. Bye, guys.
Bye, Nate. Hope you
Bye,
find your
Ryan.
dad. Hope you find your dad.
What? My dad's.
No, Ryan, it's not funny. Okay, it's only funny you do. Bye, Kevin. I hope you find your mom.
So my dad's fine. He's in the office doing something. I don't know.
Elf. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Narwhal.
Yeah, it's
You never seen Elf?
Have you seen Elf?
You never
seen
seen
Elf?
Elf?
No,
Oh, so he genuinely thought you didn't know where his dad was.
oh my god, Nate, we got to go back into this because your movie checklist. We haven't done holiday movies yet. Elf is number 3.
I thought he was just being funny. He was serious.
Oh, the Will Ferrell one.
Yes.
Oh,
I see that
God.
once. It's been a minute.
Shit.
I
My
thought
fault,
this.
bro.
I thought this was going to be a moment in corner booth history that was going to.
It's been a minute. It's been a cool minute. That's why.
I mean, yeah, I haven't watched the movie either for like 10 years, but then
my
I'm 40, so-
heart can't take it.
My
Couldn't
bad.
take that.
I'm my
You
bad.
see the
man.
white in his beard? He can't take it.
I'm the old man, Nate. Come on, you can't do me like that.
My bad, boss. I ain't gonna lie. I thought like I was. What is he talking about? I was like,
You made my heart jump a beat for a second. Like, you haven't seen Elf? Holy crap, man!
all right.
All right,
Bye,
go
Nate.
to your show, you animal.
Go to your show.
Bye, fellas.
Bye, buddy.
You know, he genuinely
Holy
thought,
crap.
like, what do you mean, where is my dad? That was wild. I can't get over it. If you break it down, he genuinely was like, what do you mean, where's my dad? Like, it was
Like,
real.
McCarthy kidnapped him? Like, what the hell?
You guys, it's gonna be like heavy rain. You have to do how far would you go to save your father?
Oh, I got a bunch of 2A things that says I go far long distance. Sir Marcus is a saint. Oh my god, it would look like Taken Redneck Edition. Instead of hearing that weird Taken, you hear Dixie in the background.
I have a certain set of skills I acquired over a number of years.
And they're called Remington, Bushmaster, and Colt.
They involve a lot. They involve a lot of camouflage and
praise the Lord, Copenhagen.
praise the Lord, pass the biscuits.
All right. For the record, I am a suburban redneck. I was told this by a buddy of mine who actually lives on a farm. Because I was talking to him. He goes, Jared, you are a redneck, you are a hick, but you are a suburban hick. So you still went to a nice school and everything. I'm like, yeah, but country aesthetic made more sense to me because I worked blue collar jobs my entire life than it did for the whole. I mean, I wear fitted hats, I have earrings, and I have a chain and everything else, but it always was a weird difference. But anyway, so McCarthy. I mean, obviously me and Matt both. Matt picked Knicks. Matt picked Thunder. I picked Pacers. Any thoughts on the finals before we talk a little hockey and then we kind of roll out here with some fun stuff?
Not a whole lot. I've been kind of loosely paying attention to the NBA playoffs, but I just feel like the way that OKC steamrolled through your Wolves. I'm sorry, Jared.
Okay.
It seems like
Diamondbacks.
So it just seems like they're the team to beat. So I'm gonna take the Thunder. I'll say in 7. Be a closer series, but I think it'll be a 7. It'll go all 7 games.
OKC in 5.
I want to see if OKC does the same mistake the Knicks and the Bucks did, where they just underestimate the Pacers. Every series, it's on our Instagram. You see it. I literally said, are they going to make the same mistake that every team has made this entire season? You do not let the Pacers. They score so quickly, and so they don't care who gets the ball. They're just like, let's score, let's go. And when they need it, they have 2 guys who can hit the big shot. Most of the times, Halliburton shooting it, Matt's favorite player. But and by the way, Matt was a Bulls fan up until the start of the season, so it's new to him. The New York angst is new to him for basketball.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, we're gonna talk quickly though. McCarthy, last night, Edmonton Oilers take game 1.
Yep.
How are we down? It's USA versus Canada. What the hell?
I did some research. I think Edmonton has more American players in the roster than the Florida Panthers do,
Which is hilarious.
But I saw a stat today. I saw a stat at NHL PR came out with last night after period 2. And in the Paul Maurice era, Paul Maurice, the coach of the Florida Panthers, in playoff games, they were 31-0 going into last night when they had the lead after the second period. They're now 31-1.
That's okay. The Diamondbacks were 401. They were 0-419, being down 5 runs or more in the 9th inning. They got their 1 today. Thanks, Braves.
Well,
Thoughts on the series?
they also allow it. They also didn't they have a yes hitter last week?
What?
Meaning that their starting pitcher allowed the first 8 guys to get on base. Was it against the Nationals?
Oh, with Diamondbacks? Yeah.
Diamondbacks.
It was Merrill Kelly.
Yeah. But no, last night it was look. If there was an indication that last night is going to be a classic, this is going to be a classic.
Mhm.
This game's going to be this series is going to be a classic. Leon Draisaitl scores the first goal 66 seconds in. And Florida responds with 3 of their own. Sam Bennett has 2 of them, Potts 2 of them. Wild penalties going on. There's a delay of game penalty that leads to a power play goal. Bobrovsky, who's usually solid, lets in a softie in the second period to Kapanen.
Mhm.
And then gets tied up in the third, midway through the third. You think overtime, it's like, all right, it's going to be one of those games. And we talked about this in the Belly Up Sports Stanley Cup Super Show. By the way, yes. By the way, the only one who said that Edmonton was going to win Game 1 was this guy right here. So I am so tired of being right. But looking at this game was just wild, just back and forth throughout. It was not. Look, the Stanley Cup Final is not boring. It's never going to be boring hockey, especially over the last, I probably say, decade or so. We haven't seen a sweep since, I think, 1998 in the Stanley Cup Final. That's the last time we had a sweep in the end.
Who was in 98 again?
Detroit Red Wings.
That's right.
They beat the Capitals in 4 straight. That's the last time we
had
had.
When the Capitals were like purple and green and blue or something like weird color combo?
That's when they had their other uniforms that had the Screaming Eagle going diagonal, and they were,
which is a dope logo, by the way.
It's a great logo. I mean, I mean, a lot of fans rebelled when that logo came, when that jersey design came out. But that's a tight look. It's a tight scheme. But it was like blue, white, and black were their primary colors instead of the red, white, and blue. But which was
ironically the colors for the Wizards at that point too, which cracked me up for Washington.
Yeah, because they were both owned by, I think, Ted Leonsis owned them at the time, before Jordan came in and helped out with ownership and saved that franchise. But
I miss the old Wizards uniforms though. I hate the new ones.
It should maybe go back to being the Bullets. That's all that problem.
Ryan, that would offend a third of the country. Come on.
I don't care.
I don't either, but it's marketing, man.
So have you seen the Wizards logo though? What it looks like?
Every damn logo in basketball is a effing basketball. Ours used to be badass. It was a scary looking wolf over a tree line. Awesome. Now it's just a wolf howling inside of a basketball. It's like, holy hell. But all right, before we move on to our last story of the night, McCarthy, how do you think the series is going to go?
I predicted Oilers in 6.
Okay.
Because I initially thought that the series was going to start in Florida. I forgot that Edmonton had more points in the regular season than Florida. So it starts in Edmonton. Game 1 starts in Edmonton. But yeah, I think Oilers win in 6. I predicted Leon Draisaitl would win MVP and as Conn Smythe Trophy winner. So he didn't have any goals last year in the Stanley Cup Final. He's already got 2. So he's well on his way.
Stanley Cup since when?
Canada's last the last time a Canadian-based Stanley Cup team won the Stanley Cup was in 1993, the Montreal Canadiens.
There you go. All right. Last story of the night. A quarterback for y'all's two's former roster has finally made his destination. So week 1 will be just a quarterback swap of Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers, but they're playing for the other teams now. Rodgers says he will fly out to Pittsburgh tomorrow to sign to be there for mandatory minicamp next week, and then he'll obviously go on his little merry way like he always does until actual training camp starts. I honestly think this will be interesting. I don't know if the Steelers will be any better than 10-7, but I think it'll be more fun than the Russell Wilson experience.
Did you realize that? I think people forget, before Justin Fields was benched by Mike Tomlin,
They were 4-0.
They were 4-2.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, 4-2.
They were 4-2.
Yeah, but it was a There's a rumor it was contract stuff, like games played, snaps played, whatever, for trade value. I don't even know. Anyway, that's the rumor. Their offense did look anemic. In those first 3 games they had Russ in, they were electric, and then Russ fell off a cliff. You can thank us for that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, his game against Philadelphia, he was abysmal. But I don't know. I feel like with Rodgers, I mean, like this is far going to the Vikings. I think if Rodgers keeps it to 1 year, he gets to chuck it deep to DK, to Calvin Austin, and to Gabe Davis. Great, awesome. He's fine. That they'll have a fun running game. They'll run the football. They'll throw the ball deep a couple times. Their offensive line is 1,000 years better than the Jets, at least, is for now. On paper. I mean, they also give way less sacks last year.
Based off last year's performance, yes, it's much better.
Off of last year's,
Based off last year's performance, they are an established offensive line. But I think they'll go 10-7. They'll probably be a wild card team. They'll probably get knocked out in the second round by like the Ravens or the Chiefs or the Texans or whatever. And, Rodgers rides off into the sunset. And I think, give him one more shot. But I think this is a good move for the Steelers. Listen, it beats starting Mason Rudolph week 1. Sorry, Mr.
Or Will Howard.
Don't get me started, Will Howard. I can't even hit the broadside of a barn unless it's Chip Kelly's offense.
I think this is more of a win for the Steelers in the sense of they're doing what the Jets were trying to do, but they're going to do it right. Like we signed him to groom Zach Wilson into being an actual starting quarterback for the NFL, and he got injured in his first couple of games. And, we lost that opportunity. He got thrown into the wild, and we all know what happened after that. So then this next year comes and they draft Jordan Travis, and we're like, all right, maybe this will be the time where he actually, he develops a rookie for the future of this team. And then Jordan Travis doesn't recover from his injury. There's rumors that the Jets prolonged his injury, and now he's out of the league. So they're going to do what we tried to do twice, and they'll probably do it successfully, where he's going to mentor Will Howard, and Will Howard will just start next year. And whether he's good or not, he'll at least have that year of actually being able to learn under Rodgers. So I think it's more of a win for the Steelers in the long run in that sense. However, for Rodgers, I mean, he's getting the reigning number 11th ranked offensive line in the league with the Steelers, so that's a big positive for him. He'll have more time to sit in the pocket and check out his reads. The only thing is that he spends a lot of time, sitting there. He's a lot slower from that ankle injury than he was obviously before, especially at his age now. He's not fast. He's not quick anymore. Can he still run? Yes, but he does it nowhere near as often as he used to, and it shows. And that offensive line at least is going to give him some more protection because he likes to stand in the pocket now. It's like watching Joe Flacco sometimes. But other than that, I mean, I'm not impressed really. Or I don't know. Pat Freiermuth, yes, okay, it's
and Darnell Washington. Don't forget that big dude himself.
Yeah, I mean, the offense with DK Metcalf is going to be great, but I mean, other than that, you got Calvin Austin, you've got Jalen Warren and Caleb Joseph, I think is their other running back. Gabe Davis. It seems like kind of slim pickings for offensive weapons for him over there. So we'll see how he does. I still think they're going to be fine. I think they'll probably win at least 9 games because Mike Tomlin's going to always have that team over 500.
Yeah.
And but it's a better scenario for Rodgers. He's got a much better coaching staff, much better ownership. He's going to have a better offensive line. He's got better structure over there. I mean, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season in his career. He's got a Super Bowl under his belt. He's one of the best coaches in the league right now. And anybody that says differently is going to be lying, because if they had a coaching vacancy and Mike Tomlin was available, they would be going right for him.
There's like 5 teams total that might pass on him. That's it.
Yeah, but it's a better scenario for Rodgers, and it gives him a good opportunity to at least go over 500 and end his career on a high note. But it's just, this isn't going to make the Steelers a Super Bowl team or anything like that. This is just going to make them an above 500 team for a 19th consecutive season or whatever it is.
Yep. You know what? The Steelers just find a way to at least their floor is mediocrity. Their ceiling is Super Bowls. So that just shows they're one of the greatest franchises in sports history. They just find a way to tread water even when it's bad. They don't really are actually that bad. hopefully Rodgers puts them. Listen, I'd love to see Pittsburgh compete, man.
Week 1 will be fun.
I actually was there for Rodgers' last game as a Packer. Yeah, I think that was his last game in Philadelphia when he got hurt. So
I was there for his last home game as a Jet. Week 1 will be fun.
Wasn't
now.
that your last home game as a Jet fan? No, I was kidding.
Yeah. Week 1, Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers in MetLife. That'll be good.
Yeah, all right. Well, ladies and gents, I got nothing else on this. McCarthy, you have any thoughts on this before we roll out of here?
One of two things is going to happen with the Steelers with they have Aaron Rodgers. Well, number one, yeah, like Matt said, it could be Super Bowl. And then they're a tough division. I mean, Cleveland is kind of I mean, their defense is still good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Myles Garrett strong on his way to a contract extension. Good for him. Congratulations, you played the game right. But we don't know who's going to be playing quarterback. It could be Shador. It could be Dylan Gabriel.
It's going to be Gabriel or Pickett.
It's going to be, it's going to be somebody. It's going to be not. It's not going to be who he's probably might not be who we think. Cincinnati, they're only going to their best defense is their offense right now, especially if they can't get things going with Trey Hendrickson. They can't sign him to a long-term deal because he wanted to be traded because he couldn't get a long-term deal. You put hundreds of millions of dollars into 3 guys. Let's see how it works out. But you still have
so far for a lot of teams.
Yeah, you still have the giant to slay in Baltimore, who is good, but they can be beat, especially if you put the onus on Lamar Jackson. So, I mean, it could go one of two ways with Baltimore or with Pittsburgh. They could win the division, go to the Super Bowl, slay that dragon in Kansas City, go to the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers goes out on a high, or it could be completely disastrous. And you could clash with Mike Tomlin, whoever's the offensive coordinator. Do they bring in your boy Nathaniel Hackett to be some sort of coach?
I think Hackett has burned his bridges in the NFL.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right with that in that regard.
That Jets offense was abysmal.
But the one thing that Aaron Rodgers wanted that he couldn't get in New York was that the fact that they have a natural grass field. We play on a natural grass field at least 10 times a year, which is what he wanted when he was in New York because they had the natural grass in Lambeau, and we saw what happened in New York with the artificial turf.
As a fan who has natural grass, it makes a difference. Ask Lane Johnson's knee.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, the move definitely has its extremes, but we don't know what they are until we start week 1. Until we start the season. It'll be entertaining to see him come back to MetLife in his first game in a Steelers uniform. Provided he can win the job from Will Howard. But I said that jokingly. But it'll be interesting that in week 1, this was the primetime matchup that a lot of networks wanted, NBC particularly wanted, but Rodgers took his time, his sweet ass time trying to make a decision, and he said, "Yeah, all right, OTAs are over. I guess I'll show up for mini camp and get that paycheck for showing up to camp, and then playing the regular season." But hey, it could work out, or it could go down in flames. And also, which version of Rodgers are we going to get under Mike Tomlin?
I think end of Green Bay Rodgers.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it could go either way in this regard. But hey, good for you for holding out so long, and now you got a job. So
there you go.
Great job.
Yeah. Listen, I'm
I
rooting
think
for
he just wanted to skip OTAs. I think he just wanted to do that.
I think 80% of football players wouldn't mind skipping OTAs. But yeah, there you go. Rodgers is a Steeler. He signs tomorrow, according to Jay Glazer. I believe is the one who broke the report. If not, I apologize. I do believe it was Jay Glazer, not Chef name. It was one of them. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all stopping by. Shout out to our sponsors, candips.com, promo code BAG20, 20% off your purchase at checkout. The best dip substitute on the market. By the way, they have a new website now with an updated Shopify feature. Very nice. It's very easy to use. Righteous Felon, promo code BELLYUP for 15% off your purchase at checkout. The best meat snacks on the market. My personal recommendations are, of course, the Maryland crab flavor and the Fowl Capone, the turkey jerky with the Paisan pesto on it. And, of course, SeatGeek, the best ticking app on the planet. Promo code BellyUp Sports for $20 off your first initial purchase at checkout. Some initial restrictions do apply. Make sure it's your first and not your second. I made that mistake. But that is it. That is all.
Don't forget Invader Coffee. Belly Up
Oh,
and
yeah.
check out 15% off your order.
There you go. Great coffee, by the way. Love their
Awesome
love their medium roast.
Oh,
McCarthy, yeah, McCarthy, you've been the best guest. I called him the king of like the self plug, and he didn't even plug his show once today. I can't tell if I'm proud or concerned that I offended him. But McCarthy, the floor is yours. Where can we find you and my friend Dustin's content?
I did get here late. To be fair, I got here late, so I didn't have time to. I didn't have to get a chance to pimp my show, but I won't pimp it now. No credentials required. Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern for the morning brunch edition. Currently on the Tuesday shows, we are doing our no ticket required summer movie series where we review sports movies from the past. We just finished up. We just finished Seabiscuit. We reviewed that on Tuesday. Highly recommend it. This week we're going to do Youngblood, and on Saturday, well, their Saturday morning edition or Saturday brunch edition. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, No Creds REQ, on YouTube, also on YouTube at No Creds REQ. Check us out. And we're also on the Belly Up Sports YouTube channel as well for full shows you can find there and on your favorite podcast platform. By the way, we're enjoying our best year yet so far with no credentials required on the podcast side. So thanks to all our subscribers. Thanks to all our listeners for listening to us, and keep spreading the word.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all from me and Matt. We'll see you Monday.
And Ghost.
Ghost just wanted to say hi as he just woke up from the nap. He's been sleeping all day. He got his tuna treats. He's happy as hell. Yeah, he's going back. He's going back to sleep now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will hope you have an amazing weekend. Go Battlehawks as always. Ghost, do you have anything to say? Nope. All right, good. We'll see y'all on Monday. Peace.
Shout out Sydney Sweeney.